We live in a culture where relationship is key. Spending time with people is key. Taking the time to sit and build relationship is key.
We'll just sit with them, and almost every conversation, at some point, something will come up where we can say, look, that reminds me of the story from the Holy Book. Can I tell you the story? The response is, yeah, of course. I'd love to hear that story.
You have to be present. You have to have time before that kind of trust develops.
The work is slow. It takes time.
When we say they are like family, it's because that's how it really feels.
So, Teo, why don't you remind us of what you shared with us last time you were here, and then what the progress that's been made, and Rose, whatever you want to share as well would be fantastic.
Thank you very much. Good morning again, church. Good morning, family. Good morning, my dear friends. Before I answer Jeff's question for an update, the short sentence, be present. I want us to think about it very closely. Whom are you with yesterday? Whom are you with this morning? Whom will you be with later today, tomorrow, and the rest of your life? Will you really be present? Will your presence make any difference? I will leave you with that little thought in your minds. An update about Nigeria, or what we are trying to do in Lagos. It's pretty slow, because one of the issues is I have not been present. I'm still here. We have a few difficulties, again, with my passport, my Nigerian passport, not the American passport. And I kind of find it rather ridiculous for me, a natural-born Nigerian, going back to Nigeria with an American passport. It's kind of ugly in my mind. So I'm refusing to get a Nigerian visa on my American passport, and I'm waiting until I renew my Nigerian passport for me to go back home. And that kind of explains to you the train of my mind, or our minds, about how we are or where we are treading for back home. Christianity is taking a totally different format. And your prayers, your support in all ways will always be welcome. But I'll just give you a few key notes. The Great Commission is wonderful when we look at it. Go ye and make disciples of all the nations. And you have all the authority of Jesus Christ to do it. But I want you to go back to Matthew chapter 10 and really look at what it takes to be called, and what it takes for you to really perform as a disciple of Christ. Each and every sentence there, I'm beginning to understand gradually what it is to really be called, and I get scared. I truly get scared. I get discouraged. I wish there's a place I could go and hide like Jonah did, but I know the consequences too. So how can I be present? How can you also be present with us in our absence here? The particular sentence in Matthew chapter 10 that strikes me, I will want to read so that I do not misquote He called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out evil spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. Authority to heal. Do I have the authority to heal? Do I have the faith to heal? Do you? How do we go back to the original commission that Jesus Christ gave his disciples? What authority do I have? How much of faith do I really can exercise? There's what you call back in Nigeria the American Christian and the African Christian. And they are so much wide apart, so far apart. The American is very prosperous, so most probably many things that the primary Christian in Nigeria face, the American Christian cannot even imagine it. For example, when last did you pray for water to run in your bathroom or in your kitchen? Have you ever prayed about water running in your faucet? Have you ever? That is a prayer I will have to be praying every day. Have you ever prayed for electricity? As long as you pay your bills, you are sure to have electricity. Those are basic issues that face many people back home. However, there are also very rich people back home who can afford to power up villages and towns from their own basic pockets. So we have very, very rich people and we have extremely very poor people. Where does Christianity come between? Can we fill the gap? How much gap can we fill? Where can you be present? Where can I be present? It is no use praying for people who find it difficult to have 3 square meals in a day. What kind of prayer are you going to pray? Our own resources are very limited. And many people even still ask, why at this age are you taking up this enormous task? We've had our opportunities too, and it is time for us to pay back. Besides the security issues is also mounting. I'm sure many of us may have heard in the last 2 weeks about terrorists attacking churches. It's in my part of the country. Is that really what I want to go and face in my 20 years? But the assurance is, when the Lord calls, he provides, he saves. And it is a privilege for us to imagine we are called. The song we started with this morning says, "Who are we that the Lord will save? And who are we that we feel he sends us, he will send us?" It is a privilege.